Okay, so we're continuing on with my Jim Lee collection. This is part 3. And these are really sort of the pride of my collection because this was my first introduction to Jim Lee on the books. So in fact, this issue right here, 256. So 248 is officially his first X-Men cover and interior. And that's the one that has some value because it is his first X-Men book. But the one I bought and read off the newsstand was this book, which is the first in this 3-issue arc, I believe. And he did all 3 issues in the arc. So you have 256, 257, and 258. And they're all amazing covers. I actually have 2 of the, like 3 copies of this one. 2 copies of this one. And I want to pick up another copy of this 256. But yeah, like Psylocke just looks badass. And he ends up giving Psylocke another redesign. And we'll get into that as we get into the 90s. But this was, I think, this was like 1990 or 1989. It was around that period. I think I was like I want to say I was like so 89, yeah. This was 89. I was a sophomore in high school. And this was around the time when Todd McFarlane was doing his run on ASM as well. So it was an awesome time to be like into comics with, you know, McFarlane and Jim Lee doing their thing. And then seeing their careers take off because of these books. But I also want to collect McFarlane at around that time for the ASM run, because that's just the nostalgia I have for collecting at this time. But yeah, so when I didn't have the connection with McFarlane's ASM as I did for this one. Not that it wasn't great art and stuff, but like when I looked at the cover of Amazing Spider-Man, I thought that's just a weird, it's a weird way to draw characters, right? It kind of looked like I don't want to say it looked too cartoony is what I'm trying to say, right? Some of McFarlane's like covers, they just looked really cartoony, like the eyes. They kind of look like a cross between manga and like comic book style. I don't know if he was doing that deliberately or if it wasn't. But yeah, I just thought I didn't. But then, like McFarlane is like, I think, a genius at creating, like the whole panel. So, not just the characters, but the scene and the action in the panel. And so if you look at his covers, they're actually really, really high quality pieces of work. So yeah, I do have an appreciation for McFarlane, and I think that the ASM run that he did, and he did Incredible Hulk as well, and some Batman work. But that ASM run is pretty impressive. And then, you know, kind of like Jim Lee, they split off Spider-Man and did a different volume, and they were the prime movers of that run. But anyway, so yeah, we have these 3 issues, and then Jim Lee comes back with another. You know, I was kind of like, oh wait, what happened to Jim Lee? And you know, it was, I think Silvestri went to doing the next couple of books, but then Jim Lee comes back into let me get the books out here. You can see Jim Lee comes back in 260, 261, 260, sorry, he does come back in 262. And then I think he comes back in 264. I'm missing 262 in this run. That's another book I have to get and I'm focusing on. It's not a great cover. It's not my favorite cover in it. So it's kind of like when I have run across it several times, I just, for me, I'd rather get multiple copies of some of his other covers than that one. But to complete his run, I do need that book. So I am going to get it at some point. And then, yeah, this is one of the most popular Jim Lee, and I think most well known. This is for a long time touted as his official start when he was officially like, just, okay, you're going to do X-Men now. So this is when he's officially is named the main artist. And so, and this is a great story. Obviously Cap America looks really cool in that one. Wolverine looks badass, and just and Black Widow looks really cool as well. But just a great comic book. Yeah, Claremont and Jim Lee hit it out of the park with this one, and it's like a one shot. I mean, it's just sort of like a side story, but such a great comic book. And then, yeah, and then it gets really good. Hang on, getting out of here. I've got multiple copies, so bear with me. Let's see here. A lot of Jim Lee books. Let's see. So I think we ended up 268. I don't have 269. I do have to get 269. And then here's 270. 271 is also one I don't have. I think 269 is not, I have to go back. I think 269 may not be a Jim Lee book, but 271 is definitely a Jim Lee book. And that's another one. Cover's not that great. I didn't pick it up. Then 272. And this is another one of it. So this one and the Magneto covers are 2 of my favorites. I wish I had some newsstands, but they're all direct editions. Here's 274. Again, this is one of my favorite covers. Magneto just, Magneto up to this point wasn't really like I didn't see him as like a cool character, but after this cover, it completely changed. And this is when you start to see, I think, a shift. Magneto kind of starts to, you see a shift toward him becoming more of a hero than a villain. So yeah, great cover. I love that cover. 273, which is before 274. I don't know why 274 was shown before. This is the another great cover. And here, yeah, we see Psylocke in the new design on the cover, which is really cool. I think if you're a Psylocke fan, you're a fan of that costume, I think. And here's the weird space suit costumes. This folds out. I think I've got 3 copies of this one. It's another favorite. So what was that? 275. This is 276. 277. Copy of 277, and then 280. And then he kind of takes a break and then comes back in 286. And then we see him again in the X-Men, the new volume of X-Men. So this is Uncanny X-Men, and he comes back and starts the next run of X-Men. And yeah, we'll go through some other books here. And we'll see you in part 4. Thanks for watching.